Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube channel of mine.
It was official. A new season had begun. After all, seasons change. So do cities. People come into your life and people go. But it's comforting.
I am back with a book vlog. I'm currently surrounded by, I'm not even recording. Okay, so around me I have books. So these are the books. Dang, I'm already showing y'all everything. But those are the books that I'm going to be showing y'all. So starting with the first one, we're going to start with, let me calm down. Okay, starting with the first one, we have the 7 Year Slip. I've heard many things about this book. I don't really know what it's about, to be honest, because I bought this a long time ago and I was supposed to read it back then. So this is really just my TBR. Okay, so this is not my entire TBR though. So this is just books that I want to read. So to read the synopsis. Okay. Sometimes the worst day of your life happens and you have to figure out how to live after it. For the main character, that means burying her head in her work as a book publicist, being practical and forgetting the silly little things her beloved aunt taught her, like living wide and chasing the moon. The main character, I don't know how to say her name, y'all, so I'm saying the main character, would rather stay grounded and keep her heart safe. For the last 6 months, she's done just that. But when she moves into her late aunt's apartment and finds a strange man standing in the kitchen, a man with kind eyes, a southern drawl, and a taste for lemon pies, her well-laid plans begin to fall apart because he's the type of man who, before it all, she would have fallen head over heels for, and she still might. Except he exists in the past. 7 years in the past, to be exact, and she quite literally lives 7 years in his future. So like what, it's a 7-year age gap? Her aunt always said the apartment was a pension time, a place where moments blended like watercolors. She also said that love is never a matter of time, wait! She also said that love is never a matter of time, but a matter of timing. And Clementine fears she may be 7 years too late. Okay, that sounds pretty deep. Do y'all hear the birds? Anyway, so this is my first book. Now for the second book, I actually read this already, but I'm gonna read it again because it was just so good. But we have Aisha at Last. This book, take a glance. The purple hijab, like, okay, so I'm gonna read the synopsis. Aisha has a lot going on. Her dreams of being a poet has been set aside for a teaching job so she can pay off her debts to her wealthy uncle. She lives with her boisterous Muslim family and is always being reminded that her flighty young that cousin, bro. Anyway, her flighty younger cousin Hafsa is close to rejecting her 100th marriage proposal. Though Aisha is lonely, she doesn't want an arranged marriage. Then she meets Khalid, who is just as smart and handsome as he is conservative and judgmental. She is irritatingly attracted to someone who looks down on her choices and dresses like he belongs in the 7th century. Whoa, hold on. Why is she roasting him? Okay. When a surprise engagement is announced between Khalid and Hafsa, Aisha is torn between how she feels about the straightforward Khalid and the unsettling new gossip she hears about his family. Looking into the rumors, she finds she has to deal with not only what she discovers about Khalid, but also the truth she realizes about herself. This book, I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna reread it because I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know it was a 10 out of 10. 7 Days in June. Someone also recommended this book to me. Let's read the synopsis. Ava Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotic writer who is feeling press from all sides. Shane Hall is a reclusive, award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Shane and Ava meet up unexpectedly at a Black literature event, sparks fly. But what no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent one crazy toured week madly in love and have been secretly writing to each other in their books ever since. Over the next 7 days, amidst a steamy Brooklyn summer, Ava and Shane reconnect. But Ava's wary of the man who broke her heart. Before Shane disappears again, she needs a few questions answered. Cause where you go? 15 years ago, you just disappeared. Yeah, this is gonna be good, I think. I mean, yes, it's gonna be good. They're writing to each other in their books. Okay, now we have Love from Mecca to Medina. Now, actually, I actually started this book, but then I went. It was a little like confusing. I was supposed to read Love from A to Z before I read this because the author said it wouldn't make sense if I read this before Love from A to Z because there's like a lot of connections. So I gotta get the book Love from A to Z before I start on Love from Mecca to Medina. So next we have The Sun is Also a Star. The sun is also a star. Gaze upon the beauty. This book, I think it's based, like it's a movie. Anyway, let's read the synopsis. The story of a girl, a boy, and the universe. Natasha. I'm a girl who believes in science and facts, not fate, not destiny, or dreams that will never come true. I'm definitely not the kind of girl who meets a cute boy on a crowded New York City street and falls in love with him. Not when my family is 12 hours away from being deported to Jamaica. Falling in love with him won't be my story. Daniel. I've always been the good son, the good student, living up to my parents' high expectations. Never the poet or the dreamer. But when I see her, I forget about all that. Something about Natasha makes me think that fate has something much more extraordinary in store for both of us. The universe. Every moment in our lives has brought us to this single moment. A million futures lie before us. Which one will come true? Which one will come true? This sounds like it's gonna be quite good. Like he said, wait, what he say? He said something about Natasha makes me think that fate has something much more extraordinary in store. This is gonna be a good read. Yeah. I love it. Okay. Now these next 3 are in the romance category, but I'm not sure if they're actually romance. So correct me. I know I'm wrong, so correct me, please. So we have The Empress Scarlet. The Empress of Scarlet. The Empress of Scarred Secrets by Andre Corbin. I actually took this from my mom. Hold on. This is so pretty. I took it from her because I like the cover, and I was like, what is this about? I need to know because this is giving. Now let's read the synopsis. Oh, this book is so cute. Okay. Will she reign or will she fall victim to her? Will she reign or will she fall victim to her blood? Long ago, war ravaged the lands of Astrana until an agreement was set. A tentative peace is now on the verge of collapse from centuries-old prejudices. Verena never sought to conquer nor rule, but betrayal first forced her hand. To protect the Forsaken, she must attend the quarter-century meeting and assume her place at the demon High Lord's table, just as her parents before. The blood in Verena's veins determined her path, but others' secrets will decide her fate. A lineage she has always denounced now weighs heavy upon her shoulders. The power of an empress was never a weapon she wanted to wield, but for her people, she will take what is hers by battle and blood. High Lady she was born, but an empress she was destined to become. So this does not sound like a romance. This sounds like it'll be a fantasy. Obviously, this is fantasy. What am I talking about? Yes, but I really like the cover, so I'm sure it's going to be a good read. Hey, now this one. I actually started this one. Someone told me that this was going to be a romance. All sweet and lovey. This ain't no romance. It can't be. So the next book we have is A Thousand Splendid Suns. Someone told me this was going to be a romance. What? This ain't no romance. Apparently it is a romance, but I haven't got to that part yet. I haven't got to that part. I'm on chapter, what chapter is this? I'm on chapter 12, and I have cried every chapter. Every single chapter, I am shedding tears. This is not no romance. This is a trauma. This is just a book of trauma. Like, what are we doing? But let's read the synopsis. Is there a synopsis? Yes. Wait, what? Hold on. This is the synopsis. A Thousand Splendid Suns is a breathtaking novel set against the volatile events of Afghanistan's last 30 years. From the Soviet invasion to the reign of the Taliban to the post-Taliban rebuilding, and puts the violence, fear, hope, and faith of this country in intimate human terms. It is a story of two generations of characters brought jarringly together by a tragic sweep of war, where personal lives, the struggle to survive, raise a family, and find happiness. Where personal lives, the struggle to survive, raise a family, and find happiness are inextricable from the history playing out around them. A Thousand Splendid Suns is at once an incredible chronicle of 3 decades of Afghan history and a deeply moving story of family and friendship. This ain't a love story, y'all. This is just, man, every single chapter I was just bawling my eyes out. Like, what the heck? But I'm not done reading this. But someone told me this was a romance, which is why I got it. But it ain't no romance. Again, with this one, we have As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. Someone told me this was a romance. I started reading the first 2 chapters. I closed it because I'm not reading 2 trauma books at the same time. Like, they recommended both of these books. I'm like, okay, something's up. You're not trying to give me a love story. You're trying to give me a trauma story, which honestly, I enjoy reading books like this, but I need to be prepared. And it's like, people who even live, there are people literally living this book right now. And it's like, they can't prepare for it. So if I can't even prepare myself to read a book about what they're living, I can't imagine what people in oppressed countries are actually experiencing. So yes, this is not a love story. I don't know who told me that. Like, don't lie to me. Anyway, we're gonna read the synopsis. Okay. Salama was a pharmacy student when the cries for freedom broke out in Syria. She still had her parents and her big brother. She still had her home in an average teenager's life. Now, Salama volunteers at a hospital in Homs, helping the wounded who flood through the doors daily. Secretly, though, she is desperate to find a way out of her beloved country. Before her best friend and her sister-in-law, Layla, gives birth. As her desperation grows, her PTSD takes physical shape in the form of a companion, Kawaf, who haunts her every move. But even with Kawaf pressing her to leave, Salama is torn between loyalty to her country and her will to survive. Salama must contend with bullets and bombs, military assaults, and her shifting sense of morality before she might finally breathe free. And when she crosses paths with the boy she was supposed to meet one fateful day, she starts to doubt her resolve in leaving home after all. Salama must learn to see the events around her for what they truly are, not a war, but a revolution, and decide how she, too, will cry for Syria's freedom. Okay, so apparently there's romance in here. If y'all don't know, I'm like, romance is my favorite genre. But this book has a lot of layers, and this book will be difficult for me to read, as well as A Thousand Splendid Suns. But I will be reading them. For sure. I started As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, actually. Now we're going to get into the next genre, which is, I don't know, y'all might not like it, y'all might do, but I bought all these books here, the ones I'm about to show you, because they were on the, like, they got a ban threat, basically. This is dystopian fiction. Okay, actually, we're gonna start with this one right here. We're gonna start off strong. This is not fiction. Whoa, this is not fiction. This is real life. So we're actually gonna start off with this one because I bought this because, okay, so instead of categorizing this as dystopian fiction, we're just gonna categorize this as banned books. They're not actually banned, but they have a ban threat on them, which means they might get banned in the near future. So the first book we have, oh my gosh, we have Medical Apartheid: The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Y'all, this book has pictures. What the freak? Excuse me. I got this book last year, 2025, January. Man. I haven't been able to read it. I read it. I looked at anyway. If you can, you must get this book. Especially if you're Black, you gotta know your history. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna make you cry. You're gonna be angry, but you must read it. You must. Next book we have, you already know, 1984 by George Orwell. Or will I? Anyway, sorry. Basically, I think this book is about living in a world where you're constantly being watched. The government is watching you. All eyes are on you. You don't live a private life. Your life is everybody else's life. You don't have your own thoughts. You're governed. Your mind is governed by who? The government. Anyway, is that actually what it's about? It doesn't really have a synopsis. Hold on. I'm gonna just read this quote up here and then that'll be it. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Winston grows to hate the party that seeks power for its own sake and persecutes those who dare to commit thought crimes. Thought crimes? What's that? But as he starts to think for himself, Winston can't escape the fact that Big Brother is always watching. Hell no. I mean, yes, This is why I like dystopian fiction, but I hate it, because what you mean? Anyway. Now, I bought this one. It was like literally $6. I'm like, okay, this was on my list. Let me get it. This is Lord of the Flies. Whoa, look at that cover. It eats. Okay, let's read. 1954. This was written in 1954. At the dawn of the next world war, a plane crashes on an uncharted island, standing a group of schoolboys, at first with no adult supervision. Their freedom is something to celebrate. This far from civilization, they can do anything they want. Anything. But as order collapses, a strange howls echo in the night as terror begins its reign. The hope of adventure seems as far removed from reality as the hope of being rescued. Oh, sounds creepy. It looks like it's gonna be a short read. This is how thick the book is. Next, you already know. We have The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale. And I bought this book because there was a Black woman giving a review on it, and she was like, basically everything that happens to the women in this book has already happened to Black women in the past. So that's why I'm very interested in this book, because this actually has already happened. Now we have Fahrenheit 451. You already know. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruin his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life and wife. Dang. Wait, what? His bland life and wife? He just called his wife bland? Anyway, his bland life and wife, Mildred, who spends all day with her television family. The television is called family? Or her family, the television? Television family. But when he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarissa, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear, into a present where one sees the world through the ideas in books instead of the mindless chatter of television, Montag begins to question everything he has ever known. Mind you, this was written in the 1960s. Need I say more? Need I say more? Like, we're cooked. We? No, y'all. Ooh, because I read. Okay. I mean, not y'all, because if y'all watching this, that means y'all probably are reading or want to get into reading, etc., etc. The next books, we have these, The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. Actually, y'all, I don't know what The Hunger Games is about. I've never watched it. I only have 2 of the books. There's a 3rd book. And I don't know nothing about The Hunger Games, which people get surprised because apparently it's like really popular. Okay. In the ruins of a place known as North America lies the nation of Panem, a shining capital surrounded by 12 outlying districts. The capital is harsh and cruel and keeps the district in line by forcing them all to send one boy and one girl between the ages of 12 and 18 to participate in the annual Hunger Games to fight to the death on live TV. 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen regards it as a death sentence when she steps forward to take her sister's place in the games. But Katniss has been close to dead before, and survival for her is second nature. Without really meaning to, she becomes a contender. But if she is to win, she will have to start making choices that weigh survival against humanity and life against love. That one is called The Hunger Games. This one is called Catching Fire. Against all odds, this is the 2nd book. Against all odds, Katniss has survived the Hunger Games. Oh, that's a spoiler. If they can't prove without a shadow of doubt that they are lost in their love for each other, the consequences would be horrifying. Katniss is about to be tested as never before. Okay, so this is romance. Hi, we love romance. Okay, it got a little romance sound like. So that's right up my alley. So that's these 2 books. Okay, now moving on to horror. This one is called One of Us is Lying. It's actually, like, from what I've heard, a pretty popular book, but let's go ahead and read the synopsis. On Monday afternoon, 5 students at Bayview High walk into detention. We have Bronwyn, Addie, Nate, Cooper, and Simon. Only Simon never makes it out of that classroom. Before the end of detention, Simon's dead, and according to the investigators, his death isn't an accident. On Monday, he died, but on Tuesday, he planned to post juicy reveals about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which makes all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Or are they just the perfect patsies for a killer who's still on the loose? Everyone has secrets, right? What really matters is how far you would go to protect them. And I feel like it's going to be really unexpected. Every time I read a thriller or horror, the antagonist, I'm always surprised by who. Like, it's you? I'll be guessing. I'll be trying to guess. I never guess correctly. Now, last but not least, we have the series. The series is, I'm only actually showing one complete series. This is the only complete series I have in my library because I don't like series. I like standalones. But the first book was so good, I had to buy. Well, I got this actually years ago as a Christmas present. So, yes, look at the, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Gaze upon its glory. Ah! So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. So pretty. I need to turn this off so y'all can see. Like, okay, so first we have Sarah. I'm not going to explain. I'm going to just explain the first book because it's the one that I read. So we have Seraphina in the Black Cloak. I read this years ago, which is why I'm going to be rereading it again because I don't really know what happened. I don't even remember the bad guy. I don't remember the bad guy or nothing. Okay. And then we have Seraphina in the Twisted Staff. Then we have Seraphina in the Splintered Heart. Whoa, what a pretty cover. Look at it. And then we have Seraphina and the Seven Stars, which this book is actually the last, or is it the second? Or maybe the third. I believe this book is the fourth book of the series. This book was actually given to me by my teacher a long time ago in 7th grade, and she told me it was the second book, but it's actually the fourth book, not the second book. So yeah, and I actually never returned it to her because when I went back to the school, she was no longer working there. So I didn't have her email. I didn't have no contact, like nothing. So I couldn't give it back to her. So I'll just get the whole series in honor of her name. But basically, this is based, I believe, in the 1800s. 1899. 1899. I don't really remember. Okay, we're just gonna read the synopsis. Never go into the deep parts of the forest, for there are many dangers there, and they will ensnare your soul. Seraphina has never had a reason to dissipate her pa and venture beyond the grounds of the Biltmore estate. There is plenty to explore in her grand home, although she must take care to never be seen. None of the rich folk upstairs know that Seraphina exists, but when the children at the estate start disappearing, only Seraphina knows who the culprit is. A terrifying man in a black cloak who stalks Biltmore's corridors at night, following her own hurrying, I don't know how to say that, hurrying escape. Seraphina risks everything by joining forces with Braden Vanderbilt, the young nephew of Biltmore's owners. Braden and Seraphina must uncover the man in the black cloak, in the black cloak's true identity before all the children vanish one by one. This freaking ate, y'all. When I read it years ago, oh man, it was like the best. Like, this is what got me. This is the book that got me into reading. So how can I not? How can I not? How can I not? So yes, I had to like get the series. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. Like, listen. My family is big. They loud. It's okay. Like, I can't cut all of the sound out. But that was indeed the last book. I'll say the book. I will be doing a reading vlog. Like, probably not in the next vlog because I'm actually editing a vlog right now. That's gonna be, well, you'll see. You'll see. But it'll. I think it's gonna be a college vlog because I'm trying to get all those out before it's too late to post them. But the one that I'm looking forward to reading the most, low key, is Aisha at Last. And in this one, the 7-year slip. I can't wait. So if y'all can't wait too, make sure you subscribe. Like, honestly, I be seeing y'all view. I see the analytics, y'all. Y'all like are watching on burner accounts or something. Why are you on your burner account watching me? Just subscribe on that one too. Like, I can see how many people are viewing my videos and aren't subscribed, and it's y'all on burner accounts. What are you doing? Like, subscribe to me on all your accounts actually, and like it, comment, like, show some. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's the end of the video. They yelling, so we gonna cut it right here. We're gonna cut it right here. Right here. Which one do y'all want? Whatever. We're gonna cut it here.